Greetings, welcome. This is Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. I got a property in Navajo County, Arizona I'd like to show. This one, Navajo County, if we go Navajo County for sale. This is, I've never had the pleasure of having one this far south in Navajo County that I can remember. This property asking $1,900. This one's actually owned by Trevor. Trevor's got a couple properties listed on the website. His email is trevor@ruralvacantland.com. His phone number is on the website. I'll put a link in the description of this video below to this page and this property. This one's titled Property Navajo County with Seasonally Flowing Creeks and Scenic Canyons for $1,900. So I was just looking at this property. It's 5 acres, and you can click here to buy it now, and it's listed on the website, but it's the GPS coordinates that are on there. It's what I always like to look at. So I like to zoom in and see where these properties are at. Maybe first let's zoom out and I'll show you where we're at in the world, and then we'll zoom back in. So I'm here in Encinitas. This is Arizona, and maybe it makes more sense if I go to a political map. So here's Arizona, here's Las Vegas, here's Albuquerque, here's Phoenix. I think this is more for the Phoenix crowd, or from pretty much anywhere north you want to get away from the cold. I mean, this is nice warm desert and close to pine trees and rivers and streams and lakes and that kind of stuff. See all this green on the map? This is national forest, different kinds of forests that you can play in, hunt and explore, and Apache Stivingris National Forest. So if we keep zooming in on this and I go back to the satellite, you can see how the forest starts as it goes a little higher elevation. It gets colder in the winter and stuff as you go up this hill, but in the winter it's warmer down here. So you want to be closer to the lower elevations to get to stay out of the winters. And this property here, it's also close to Winslow. It's maybe 20 miles or so from Winslow. So if you go north up to Winslow, you've got Walmart and grocery stores and supplies and stuff like that. Not very far from the property. But if you go south, if you take the 90, for example, and you go south, we'll do that in a sec. Let's zoom in on the property first. This is a 5-acre classic size, property. If we go over to the maps, you get some property lines. Will be 660 feet north-south, 330 feet east-west. There's some little roads in the area, so you can drive right up close to it. And it looks like what people are doing in this area is they're driving up and down the property lines. And I think you could probably do the same. Take one of these little roads, property lines over to this one, and just go for it. Or maybe shoot out one more property line this way, or just go check out the neighborhood and feel it out. But this is where the property's at. It looks like people are just driving the squares in this area. There's a couple neighbors, so these people have figured out how to do it, and they want to live there, they want to set up, and they're figuring out power and water and supplies and all that kind of stuff. And so if you see them, there's probably good people to talk to figure out who's the local supplier of whatever you need to go set up there. Looks like there's a water tank kind of berm system going on here. You zoom out a little bit more, there's some rivers and streams in the area. I was looking at this one, for example. I mean, it's a canyon with a bunch of green in there. I bet your water flows in there most of the year. Maybe not all year, but lots of the time. This picture was taken, let's see if we get some times. I'm not sure what time of year this one was taken. Data 2017. I don't think that's right. But sometimes you can see what time of year these are taken. But yeah, so these little roads zoom around this way and that, and they go out to the highway. And so we were going to follow this highway south, because I think this goes south and it goes uphill. You can see how the river goes this way. This is going uphill, and as you go uphill, you get into the trees. And they got campgrounds. I mean, this isn't very far away. And what does it say? An hour away. And look at the pictures here. Look at this. nice mountain stream with trees. What a great place to go in the spring and in the fall and the summer. If it gets too hot, you go up here, you get the dog out of the car and go for hikes, all day, or go picnicking. Throw some rocks, pull out the fishing pole, see if you can find some trout, see what's living in that lake. And then go on to the next lake. That's just one. There's a whole bunch of them in these mountains. There's little streams that people like to go trout fishing, and they like to go hunting in the mountains. There's elk, there's deer, there's all kinds of game. And as you keep going, as you keep following this road, there's more campgrounds and places to visit, all scattered through this area. Lots of little lakes and streams. So this one's just an example here. I was pulling up a bunch of them, looking around earlier. Let's see if I can pull up some of the others, but you get the idea. There's just a whole bunch of these ranches, and because it's public land all over the place in here. A lot more public land than private land, and so you can just go explore these mountains and then just go back out to the warm area to live. You don't have to get stuck here in the snow in the winter. And so that's the property. If you'd like a 5-acre property like that, that's close to the trees and the mountains and the getaway, you should take a look at this one. 5 acres, $1,900. It's on ruralvacantland.com, and look below for a link to this listing. Thank you.